Hi guys, and welcome to this Divi WordPress theme tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignertechtips.com. In this series of videos we're going to be building a one-page scrolling website with the Divi WordPress theme. And this theme's got some great things. It's got some video sliders, we've got animations, got a bit of CSS going on there. Got a video background. And in this series of videos I'm going to show you how easy it is to actually put this site together. We'll start from scratch and we'll work from the header all the way down to the footer. We've included some great features like a back to the top button and some smooth scrolling to get to our various sections here. And although Divi has some great built-in themes and templates, this is for people that want to build their own from scratch, and it really is quite easy, especially with the new Divi builder. For those of you that haven't got Divi, you can get it from my affiliate link below this video, or you can go to elegantthemes.com and get it from there. So let's get started building this site. Okay, let's move on to the About section. We've got our slider taken care of here. Let's just go back to our page. What we'll do, let's set this as our front page while we're here. So let's go to Divi, Theme Customizer. Down to Home Page Settings. Just click on the radio button, a static page, and then choose our page. Our page is called One Page, I believe. There we are, and that'll put our front page here in our customizer. And incidentally, this is where, if you need to, you can change the fonts, the header navigation. We'll be working with this a little later on. Your color schemes, your mobiles, your menus, widgets, what have you. So let's publish that. That way, whenever we load this site, it'll automatically go to this page. Close that out. So there's that slider we've just done, and of course I'm sure you realize that clicking on those little three bars will let you edit it. If you want to add a new slide, just click on the two little oblong icons there and it'll copy it, and you can redo it however you want. That way you've got the CSS, the styling that you've had for the slides before. Or of course just add a new slide if you do not want to copy those slides. Let's move on to the About section. So let's just create another standard section here. I'm going to make it just one column, and I'm going to insert a text block. Scroll down. I'm going to add our little logo for the top bit. I'm going to add the dark one, so just click on it. Insert it into the page. I'm going to drop down, and we're going to use some dummy text again. So let's go to Lorem Ipsum. Links below this video if you don't want to Google it. And go down and generate some. Here we go. And I'm just going to take another random line or two. In fact, let's take that whole paragraph. I'm sure you've got something more meaningful than this for your site if you're building it. Okay, that's fine. let's go to our design tab, and I want everything center aligned. There we go. Let's just have a quick look. Yep, that's absolutely fine. Now I want to add another little row underneath here. This time I'm going to make it thirds, 3 of them in a row. And I'm going to use what they call a blurb. Here we go. And let's give this first one title of concept. We will grab a bit more lorem ipsum here. Don't want to grab too much. We can always add a bit more or take some away if we need to. Probably that will probably do. Let's put that in there. And I want to use a little image icon. So I'm going to turn this one on. And let's scroll down and get a sort of conceptual type icon. And these are all the icons that are inbuilt with the Divi theme here, and they're really useful. Let's use that one. Now let's go up to our design. Icon color. I want to use the same color as my logo's blue, so I happen to know that I've got it in Photoshop here, and if I click on my color palette, it's that color right there, which is 12B1D6. So if I copy that, we can just paste our custom color in there. There we go. And I've made a note of that color in a little text pad because I will be using it throughout my theme. Let's make it a circle icon. And the actual circle color I want to blend with the page, so let's make that white. And we'll give it a border. And the border color, I want that same color again. Icon, I want it at the top of our little blurb section. May want to make our icon a little bit bigger or smaller. We'll take a look in a minute. Everything we want centered. And our actual blur, I'm going to give it a little bit of a drop shadow here. Title text alignment. Title text size. Let's make that a little bit bigger. Let's take that up to about 24. And let's use that blue for the actual title color as well. Don't want any text shadow on it. Body text color I'll leave the same. And let's just give it a little bit of box shadow on the bottom there. I've just selected this one here. Shadow color is fine as it is. I think that's probably all we need to do. Let's take a quick look. Just hit the eye icon. Yeah, that's just exactly what we want. Looks like we want a bit of padding because the writing is actually stretching out to the sides. And I want a bit of space at the bottom and the sides there. The icon's about the right size. I'm happy with the size of our title text there. So let's just give it a bit of padding. Here we go, here's custom padding, and I'll give it 25 pixels all round. I'm just going to copy that and paste it in. I don't need to do this here, but for your information, there's a little phone icon here where you can change the actual padding, how it displays on a desktop, a tablet and a smartphone. For instance, on a smartphone you might want it to display less or less padding, say 10 pixels rather than 25. Really useful feature. Okay, anyway, let's have a look at this. Yeah, that looks a bit better. It's got more space there around the actual text itself. So let's go ahead and save that. I'm happy with that at the moment. And let's copy it. Let's call our second one perhaps design. And we want to change our icon for that. Let's use that little thing. And if you're doing these and you're going to want to edit them at a later stage, you can change their names. If we go back in there, right down at the bottom, it's got an admin label. So you can change the name so they're easier to find and edit at a later date. Of course, you can edit them with the visual viewer too, but let's just copy that one again. And let's call this one development. When I put a P in there we go, development. And let's find a new icon for it. Let's use that. Okay, and that should be good. Let's call this one dev. Put it in place. Let's save this. Hit that update button. And then when it's updated, we can preview our changes. Scroll down. There it is. There's our little about section. It's that logo we put in. Bit of dummy text there, obviously. Hopefully you'll have something more meaningful for your site. And there's our three little blurb elements. A little bit of box shadow. That padding that we put in there seems to work okay. I was thinking that might be a little too long. Let's just get rid of it after ODO. So let's go back to the page. This time we've got to actually edit. Well, let's demonstrate the visual builder, shall we? Let's go in here. Hit the visual builder at the top. Now that it's loaded, let's just slide down to where we were. I can actually select that text and just hit delete. Same with the next one. Saves going into all those modules. And I hear you say, let's just copy a bit of text here. What if one of my boxes, copy this, let's drop down, or let's just paste it there. What if one of my boxes has got more text than the other, which is quite often the case, but I want them all to be the same length? Well, we can just go into one of these boxes and give it a bit of custom CSS. Okay, so we can just go into this element now, go to the advanced, to the custom CSS, let's go to the main element, and we can tell it to have a minimum height, or min height. Let's say 450 pix. If it's not enough, it won't change. If it is enough, it will grow a little bit. So let's say 450 pix. Yeah, that's grown a little bit there. That may be too much. Let's try 425. Yeah, that looks to be good. Let's copy that. Control C, save our changes, and do the same for the next couple boxes, and that should make them all the same height. Main element, paste that in there. You see it's made it the same height as this one, and we'll do the same for that one. And they're all the same height there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go back and undo all this because I don't want it to be that. That was just a demonstration for you if you had different amounts of text in each one. So let's save that. These new custom CSS boxes that they've put in here for the new version of the Divi are absolutely awesome. It makes it so much easier to do a lot of this stuff. Whereas before it was just a kind of blank field. Here it's got a full-blown text editor that will tell you when you do things wrong, which is really handy. So we want to go audio. Let's get rid of that. There we go, they're back to being the same size. And I'm going to hit the exit button. It'll say you've got unsaved changes, but I don't want them, so I'm going to hit the discard and exit. Oh, I did want to change them. We obviously saved that, so let's get rid of that again. Junk. Delete. Gone. This time I will hit the save button. And this little purple button here, just hit it and it will expand. And there's a save button on the bottom right hand side. Check mark, it's saved. It's fine. Back to how we were. So now we can exit. And hopefully we'll be back where we were. There we go, and there's our little about section. We're not going to add animation right now. We'll do that sort of last thing when we're customizing. Let's move on to our next section.